Hi everyone, this is Rachel Kleinman with Hero Arts. I'm excited to be a part of this collaboration blog hop with Pear Blossom Press. So let's jump right into my card. I am starting with this magnifying glass die set. I'm cutting it from white cardstock, charcoal cardstock, and then a gold cardstock as well for that handle. So the theme of my card is going to be like a detective 1960s Christmas card. So I was trying to think of something different, like a different way to use the very cool pear blossom lights that we have. So you'll see, we'll get there. I am going to stamp the case closed sentiment with licorice ink, and that fits perfectly inside the magnifying glass. I have a confession. I have never used that licorice ink before. I'm always so attached to the intense black ink. I don't know what took me so long. It stamps so beautifully. Moving on. I'm doing a layering stencil. This is the houndstooth layering stencil. It is also a part of the Case Close collection. I'm first inking up with the green apple ink, and it is on top of, this is called Peridot cardstock. This is one of the new Spellbinders cardstocks, and yeah, it's gonna look a little funky. You gotta go with me. We're going with like a grandma's couch kind of vibe here. The great thing about Hero Arts layering stencils is in the top corners, there are little tiny squares. Those are called the registration marks. If you are unsure if you're layering it and how it needs to be layered, just match up those squares and you'll always be in the right spot. So the second inking that I did was with cranberry ink. I did cut that panel down to size, so I trimmed it to be 4 inches by 5¼ inches. And to add to that retro vibe, I'm leaning in. You got to lean all the way in. You can't go halfway. So I'm inking the edges with root beer ink. This is a classic brown ink. Give it that vintage feel. This might be my favorite little trick with this collection. This is from a Hero transfer. You see that I have very little left, but what I actually have left is perfect for the corners of this card. So it's almost like a newspaper print is what it looks like. So I'm using my like scraping tool, any kind of bone folder, even a popsicle stick will work. So I'm just going to put some of this newspaper print Hero transfer on the bottom left and the top right corner. And look how perfectly what I have left fits in that corner. So I'm going to do the corner and then I'm going to pull it down to the right edge a little bit as well. And this is just a very subtle detail to add to the whole detective theme that I've got going on here. And I will just very lightly ink up the edge of the white portion of the magnifying glass with fog reactive ink. Not too much, I don't want to fill it in, I just want to give some shadowing around the edges. And now I will use my Barely Arts glue to glue the top of the magnifying glass, or the frame of it, on top. And that magnifying glass is actually going to be the sneaky hidden holder of my Pear Blossom light. So I believe this is like their most classic light that they have, and you do get a pack of 2. It comes with the light source and then the battery. The package does say that the battery is in like a child-proof packaging. It is also Rachel-proof, so I will cut that, cut that struggle that I had. But no, it really wasn't that bad. I just wasn't using my brain. And the little battery goes right inside there, and then you find the button on the other side, and it works. Easy, easy, easy. This is truly my first time using these lights. They're so cool, and there's so many different designs that you can get as well. So I figured out where I want the light up portion to be on my case closed magnifying glass. So I'm just going to trace it, and this will kind of just remind my brain where I want it when I'm ready for that step of the card. The next part of the card is I want to add some presents to this whole Christmas scene that I have going on. So this stencil, this is a layering stencil. I will also be using a cutout matching die and some bows that you'll see later. It is all part of a new bundle called Best Gift Ever. So if you get that bundle, you get all 3 of the products that I'll be using coming up. So I'm inking the base of my presents with Fruit Punch ink. And I also I have Post-it tape. It's so handy to mask off the portions that I didn't want to ink in red. So originally I thought I would use some green and some red gifts, but the green shading ended up being too similar to the card panel itself. So I kind of already knew I was going to ditch the green and go straight just for the red. So I wasn't too concerned about masking off the green portion at this point. The darker color that I'm using for the design portion of the stencil is cranberry. And this is the same color that I used for the card panel base from earlier with the houndstooth stencil. So there it goes. Now this is like a bow design. It is currently upside down. You can't quite see it. So I'm just lining it up. I will be doing the letterpress. It does also work with your glimmer foil machine too. But since I'm letterpressing, I'm not too concerned about lining it up perfectly. This is a pretty easy set to line up. So I put it where I wanted to go. I put the cardstock on top. And now with the tape, you see I'm almost flipping the tape upside down so that the sticky part is up. And then I'm just going to press the top of my butter press on top to pick up the tape. And there it goes. And now the cardstock is exactly where I want it. I am inking up these little bows with the Better Press black ink. I will say I have also used my Better Press with a variety of different inks, and they all work very, very well. I just happen to have the black letterpress handy, and I needed a good strong black to go against that dark red of the present design. So I did run that through my die cutting machine, and there you see it. I've got bows now on all of my gifts. And this is yet another part of that Best Gift Ever bundle, is the matching die set that comes with it. So I will run that through, again, my die cutting machine, and it cuts out every single little gift box there. And you can get really creative with the color patterns that you choose on your gifts. You can make it rainbow, you could do more shading. I just wanted to keep it simple. So this, you kind of see like the brain, where my brain is headed with this design of stacking the presents there. With this light, I am using very strong double-sided tape. Some people call it score tape. You might see it called red line tape, but it is very, very strong. Once it is down, if it even barely touches something, it is stuck. It's not coming off. So just be prepared that it's strong. So I am putting this score tape on the flat portion of that Pear Blossom light. And you can see from before where I kind of traced how I wanted it on my magnifying glass. That is still there, so I know exactly where to put it. With this score tape, you do have to, score it. So I'm scoring it just with my fingernail to peel that backing off. That's a very important step. If you don't score it, you will be frustrated trying to peel it, like right there. I didn't score it at the top very well. So I'm lining this up, and you do have to kind of think in an upside down way. And there it goes. So now it's pressed down onto the card base. I am going to now glue down my little gift boxes. So those are all glued. And just going to give it a little test run. There it goes. So I really wanted the light to kind of be right over the A of case closed. So that's when you see me fiddling with it, that's what I'm doing. I am adding foam tape on the magnifying glass around where I traced the light portion. You don't want any foam tape on your light. So, and I did double up the foam tape too, just to make sure that there was enough room for the light to be happy and breathe. So I'm gluing that down, or foam taping it down. And then the last part of this card is the sentiment. So the sentiment is from the Here for the Presents set. Now this is another amazing set from Hero Arts that can be used with your glimmer press foil and with your letterpress. So that was foiled in gold. And the entire sentiment together says, case closed. When you stop believing in Santa Claus, you get socks. Haha. It's better than charcoal, but... And then there's the light. So I hope you enjoyed that. I do have a bonus card. So this was kind of my test run card. And I put the light on the clouds. My idea for this one was if you're having a bad rainy day, there's always sunshine around the corner. So that was the idea for that card as well. And I'll have details on that one over on my blog. Thank you so much for joining me. Please continue through the hop and leave comments. There are prizes to be had. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, this is Rachel Kleinman. Bye.